Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you have watched any of my videos, you will know where this video is going or where this video is coming from more than anything. But this year I started journaling and I started taking journaling seriously, and I started caring about my feelings and all that, and a way to cope with them without having to get an appointment with the psychologist or whatever. Because in theory, I'm alright, I'm not mentally in a bad place right now, but still sometimes I get overwhelmed and all this, so I started journaling and taking it seriously. So this is not to say that you shouldn't go to the psychologist. Go 100%, I've been going for years. Anyway, the thing is, I started journaling this year, and right now I have loads and loads of ideas, of prompts, and of other stuff that may be useful. So I am doing this video to help people get comfortable with journaling and more motivated, I guess. Because when you start, it can seem daunting. It can seem like I don't know where to start. I have so many feelings that I don't know how to express. But I feel like this could be a good video for everyone. So I also totally clickbaited you. This is not 101 prompts. It will be kind of I don't know how to do math. 30 maybe? 30 something? Which, I mean, it's a good number. I can do more of this because I have so many more ideas. I just feel like 101 prompts in one video would be an hour-long video, and I don't want to edit that. I really don't want to edit an hour-long video. I'm still editing my birthday weekend vlog that was 3 hours of footage. And I don't want to continue doing that. No. So first of all, I have this separated in 3 categories. So it's journaling prompts to start journaling, then self-improvement journaling prompts, and then I have journaling prompts to heal. So let's start with how the journaling prompts I have to start, and I have all of them in my notebook. So if you see me looking down, it's because whoa, okay, I have a lot of blue going on today. Anyway, it's my favorite color, it's okay. But I have everything here, so if you see me looking down, it's because all information is in here. So the first one would be write about a picture you have in your camera roll. It could be a picture with a friend or whatever, and just write about it. Write about the moment it was taken and all the feelings you were experiencing in the moment. Because... okay, I'm going to shout. Let's continue, let's keep going. Sometimes I honestly hate my family. This means writing about the moment, what you experienced in that moment. If it was a picture with friends, how do you feel towards those friends? Or if it's about family members, it doesn't have to be happy. It can also be something that you have to let go of. I imagine it could be also an old picture of you with a friend and you are not friends anymore, and you can talk about how you feel about that. Then there is list different ways to say I love you. So this can be more of a... I'm going to end up killing someone before ending this video. I'm honestly, I've been sitting here 10 minutes and they keep interrupting me. Anyway, back in the mindset of the video. So the second idea would be to list different ways to say I love you. This doesn't have to be list different ways that you can actually say I love you, but things that you like to get done for you. That would be for example, when someone brings you a present, or for example, when someone tells you that they thought about you, or yeah, all these different ideas and all these different ways that you can express your feelings in some way. The next one would be write about your love language and why you like this way. So for example, I would say that the love language I like receiving is words of affirmation. I could write about why I love, the reasons I love receiving words of affirmation, the reasons why that's my love language, or I could write also about the love language I love giving. The next prompt is write about the person you love the hardest. And this doesn't have to be romantic love. It could perfectly be platonic love, or in general, it doesn't have to be this person that was your childhood friend, or it could be also a family member or whatever. Just write about the person you love the hardest and talk about the why and what made you love that person and how it felt loving that person. Then there is write about the place that feels like home So it doesn't have to be like your room or whatever. It could be also a person in some way, if you feel like that person makes you feel at home. But it can also be, and it would be completely fine, to be like this place where you go every summer, or your friend's house, or whatever. Just go crazy with it. It could be anywhere. Then I've done this kind of like a lot of times. So I've done this with Billy Joel song and Gracie Abrams song. This is analyze the lyrics of a song that resonates with you. So what I do is get a paragraph, or like I get a part of a song, and I underline it and I circle it and everything with my highlighters, and then go in and write about that part of that song and why it resonates with me, and why this phrase is important for me, and why that phrase is important for me, and all this. And I kind of write a page, 2 pages about it. Then there is list things that make you happy. It can be random acts of kindness from other people, or simple things as when it's sunny outside and I get really good lighting to record. Like today the day is kind of gloomy, but yeah, when it's like really good lighting because it's really sunny, and I don't know, that makes me really happy because I don't have to start juggling different stuff to make this look good, even though it doesn't kind of look perfect. Then there is reflect how you change in the last 5 years. So for example, I'm 20, so thinking about the 15-year-old me and comparing her to me right now, and how I change and how I evolve. And as a counter to this one, write a letter to your past self. Write a letter for that 15-year-old or 10-year-old that wasn't in a good place, or that was in a good place. Just write a letter for your younger self about, I don't know, the advice that you would give her. Then there is also like, write a letter for your future self. That's kind of like very, very, very typical. So like you would write a letter for your future self and then fold it and then store it somewhere and just lose it. So the idea is to write it in your journal so that you can see it in the future if you want, or no, I don't know. Then I saw this one on Pinterest and I think it's really good, and I've done this, and it's the miracle question. So the question is, if one day you were to wake up and a miracle has happened, how would you know that a miracle has happened, and what miracle would it be? Then there is another one, or another list, and it lists the things that you love being complimented on. Like, how do you love being complimented on, and what words, and like what parts of your being do you love being complimented. So for example, if you are someone really sunny, really happy, and you love being complimented on your energy, like people telling you that you have a really good energy and that stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, that my hair is really good. Like, it could possibly be like, I love when people tell me that the gym is showing because I'm putting in the effort, and I love that people are seeing everything I'm doing. But it doesn't necessarily have to be something physical. It could also be about your energy, about your creativity, a talent you have, whatever it comes to mind. Now, this one is a bit more, not that much on the happy side. So this one, it would be, is there anything you regret? And talk about that thing you regret. And the next one is write about the best meal you had. This one was from a Skillshare class that I took. If you give me a moment, I can probably find it. Okay, so this is the Memoir Journaling, Make Your Life Richer Through Stories, Lana Blakely's Skillshare class. And I took this Skillshare class back in February. And that's kind of like, in February, January, I really wanted to start journaling and all this, so I didn't know where to start, and I took this Skillshare class, and she gave ideas of like, write about a meal you had, or like, she gave a bunch of ideas, but I feel like the meal, it's the one that got closer to me. And then write about something you feel strongly on. So it could be, an example could be climate change. You could feel like really, really strongly about climate change and be constantly frustrated and having a bad time because you see all this stuff and people around you don't listen to you. So you could just write it and let it go in some way. Like, obviously you're not going to let it go completely because it's something that really concerns you, but it's kind of like a relief for a moment that you can take a breath of air and not be stressed about it, and then you can go back to stressing if you want. Then there is the category of prompts to improve, and the first one is write about something you have been avoiding. So for example, taxes, not necessarily taxes, but or a conversation that you have been dreading to have with your family, or a conversation that you have been dreading to have with a friend, or whatever. So that would help you let go, and maybe it makes it easier to talk about once you have seen it on paper. Then there is list the habits you want to cut off. So we usually have these habits of like scrolling or like spending way too much money on I don't know what, or like spending way too much time on another thing. And yeah, so listing these things can make you see everything that you are not happy about, because actually like these things that you want to cut off, you don't want to cut them off because they make you happy. You want to cut them off because they make you unhappy. So yeah, you can see all these things that are making you unhappy and are holding you back, and yes, cut them off. Then write about your wildest dreams or goals. So it doesn't have to be about something like that it's going to happen right now. A goal of mine would be, for example, to live in different parts of the world and live traveling, and just write down how you would feel the experience, why you want to live this and all this, and just experience it for a minute. Think that you're experiencing your wildest dream for a minute. Then write about why you are proud of yourself. So this is the opposite of list the things you want to cut off, but write about why you're proud of yourself. So for example, you could be proud of yourself because you are very consistent, or because you have really good social skills and you are taking advantage of them, or whatever you feel like. Then there is write about the parts of yourself that you hide from the world and why you do that. So for example, it could be something you like, something about your physical appearance that you always try hiding, or whatever you can think of. It's just things that you hide that maybe it's because you are ashamed or for any other reason, and you can just write about them and think about why you are hiding them. Then there is write about the biggest lie you told yourself and why you tell yourself that. For example, it could be the biggest lie that you are stupid, or that you believe that you are stupid, or that you believe that you look this certain way and it's not necessarily true. Or there are a bunch of options. Go wild. The seventh prompt to improve would be write about something that makes you wake up in the morning. So something that gives you motivation, something that gives you the energy, the boost to wake up, something that you want to do every day and that makes you happy, or like something that frustrates you and that's why you want to wake up and change that every morning. Wherever you feel like it's your reason. And then there is what drains your energy. Write about what drains your energy so that you can see if it's worth it. So maybe a conversation with friends could be draining, but it's a conversation with friends that it's ultimately making you good. But like constantly arguing with someone, or your work doesn't have to be draining in some way. Obviously, like not everyone has the freedom to change their job and all that. Like I experienced that. I teach children and that's not really my passion, and it feels draining. It feels draining and it doesn't feel like the best thing I do. But ultimately I can change it. I can't change that right now. I can work towards changing that. So for example, making videos so that people see them, and maybe someday I can stop being a teacher, or like write a book, because when I publish it I may have some money, or whatever I see that can work. So it's just about writing about something that it's draining for you and that you maybe don't want to or you do want to do. Just considering it and balancing the pros and cons of all this. Then there is write about a childhood dreams or a goal that you still have, and for me it would be to write a book and publish a book. And it's just write about that dream. Yes, I will let it for anyone to want to do this the way they want to. So the next one is write about someone you admire and why. And this could be like a famous person, or like a fan, or someone from your family, or a teacher you had, or whatever feels right. And the last one of the to improve prompts would be list all the goals you have for the future, no matter how crazy, and without pressure. So for example, I could list publishing a book, or I could list having 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, but like without pressure, without like I want to do it this year. It's not like the New Year's resolutions, it's like a life resolution. I don't know, and that's the beauty of it. Like I don't have to pressure myself to do it. Then we have the prompt to heal. So I have 7 of these and we are done, I promise. The first one would be to first of all write 3 things that you are grateful for, whatever you feel like you are grateful for, and then you can say how do those make you feel and how can you experience them more often. Then we have write about something that you would do different. So imagine that you are in a past situation and now with the experience you have right now, you know that you should have done this in a different way. So it's just write about that. And then we have write about something that you have to forgive yourself for. So imagine that you have been friends with this person and that person wasn't nice to you, but you are still having their back and are still getting in trouble because of them. And when the friendship breaks up, you are feeling frustrated and angry at yourself for how much you gave to that person. So just write about it and write about forgiving yourself for it. Then there is list the things you have learned. So from an experience, from life, whatever you want. Then make a list of your successes. Sometimes seeing everything you have been accomplishing lately, it could make you feel a lot better. And yeah, this is the case. So write about everything that you are successful on. So for example, for me would be, for example, finally opening my YouTube channel, because I've been wanting to do this since I was a really little kid. And I am very happy. Then you can also list the reasons why you feel like you are brave and strong. And lastly, it is the recall about a previous challenging time that could be applied right now or that couldn't. But the thing is that what skills did you use to overcome it, and how can you integrate them in your current issue? Whatever you feel like it, you can write about friendship. I'm always saying friendship breakup, but examples are not my strongest point, whatever. Anyway, so these were all my journaling prompt ideas. So if you want to heal, improve, or start, I hope you like this video. If you like it, you might consider subscribing, because for you it's not much, and for me it will make my day. And I hope to see you soon. Bye!